Alright folks, so I'm going through videos that I've recorded a few weeks ago maybe, and I wanted to see if there's anything worthwhile to upload, and I'm redone now 2 videos so far, and I think this will be the 3rd. It's because it's amazing, it's like how much I've changed from even 2 weeks ago, or a week, yeah, probably 2 weeks, or maybe even 3 weeks ago. Yes, that's about right. And so I've got a different take and perspective, and perhaps maybe can express myself a little bit more better in a way. Yeah, that's the joy of being able to make videos, and then looking back also, it's like a journal. I look back and I'll see what was going on for myself then, but at that moment I was in the direct sort of fire of what was happening, and which is also good to speak from, because it's in that moment. I'm working with the direct experience of, in this case, being overwhelmed by environments. But at least from now, I still have a little, well, now that I haven't been so much in intense environments, as much as I was 2 weeks ago, that now I have a little bit more sort of centeredness, I would say, and can speak more from more of a centered point of view. But both experiences are valid and necessary, but and whatnot. But anyway, more than that, I just thought of a few other points I wanted to make. The idea of this video is to honor your sensitivity, because it's the greatest gift and blessing that you have, is your sensitivity. And by not being sensitive, the opposite of sensitive is being desensitized. Okay, and so sensitivity, I think, is actually a sense of being more aware, being more alive, all right, in the richness of existence and whatnot, and so more in touch. Okay, and what I was so that's an introduction. But what I was saying before in this video was that I've been needing to spend time in the city CBD. All right, I've been having to open up a shop, and it's on a very busy road, extremely busy. There's a lot of trucks going past. It's like you walk out and it's just like, I've spoken about this before. I'll maybe do some recordings from that shop. It's also a very grungy, dingy area. The shop itself has got fluorescent lighting. It's just not a place that I wanted to really be in, but I was doing a lot of painting, and the smell of paint and whatever it is, and the other people in the shop don't seem to have a problem. Okay, and so for myself, and at times I still say, well, why am I so sensitive? Like, I don't appreciate it. I often think there's something wrong with me, because there's so many other people that can just get along fine with things. Alright, I mean, there's people that live above my shopping centre, there's flats, there's apartments, and they live within all this noise, and maybe they don't even have a choice, but somehow they manage to get used to it. For myself, there's just no ways that I could tolerate it for more than a few hours, I would say. There's no ways I could live in there. I'd probably rather live on the street, where it's quieter, in a quieter street, than I would in that kind of, I mean, that's what I'd imagine, because it would drive me mad, to say the least. I don't know what I would do. Anyway, so environment's obviously very sensitive, and I've really raked myself over the coals about not being able to spend too much time in shopping centres, not being able to spend too much time at social events, not being able to sort of eat the same foods when I go to family functions or whatever it is, not being able to eat from a lot of restaurants as well, not being able to sit too much in a car or in traffic, not being able to go to movies or go to very busy restaurants or nightclubs, not being able to watch television on a big flat screen TV when the room's darkened, or basically watch TV at all. Okay, watch adverts. I can't listen to the radio. So it's like, and I've had this stink eye from other people a lot when it's come to certain situations in my life. Like, for example, my brother says to me, why don't I go visit him in Australia? And I'm like, I don't think I can manage the flight. And he's like, just take a sleeping pill and you won't know the difference. You'll wake up and you're here, And I said, it's not like that for me. And I don't want to take a sleeping pill. I will knock myself out and then wake up, or whatever it is. I don't like that. Okay? But so for themselves, it's like, I'm too much of a wuss, basically. And so that's, so that's why I've got this stink eye from people on a lot of things. That, like, for example, now I'm living by the ocean and I don't want to fish. and a lot of people here fish, and it's a great sport and activity. But I feel no, it's not a nice thing to be doing for myself. Now there's plenty of fishermen, but I just can't. I eat fish myself. I don't eat meat or chicken, but like I can't take that fish off the hook while it's squirming or whatever it is, and I'm doing it for my for fun, I would say, type of thing. I can't. But when I've told people, they say, "Why don't you fish, man?" And I'm like, I can't tell them straight. Like I just feel sorry for the fish, even from that superficial level. They're like, forget about it. You know, like I don't know what to say to you. So I've gotten that a lot, and then I've also gotten a lot about like when in relationships or people that have offended me or hurt me or done something wrong to me, and I'm talking about it to somebody else, and they'll be like, take it like it's water off a duck's back, or don't take it so personally, or whatever it is. And I'm like, no, that really bothers me. It really, affects me. I don't like it when people not just behave badly to myself, but to one another. And so I've got that a lot, like people, oh, you're just too sensitive. Or sometimes I've had to hold in my tears when maybe I was just like driving in the car and an old song came on, and it reminded me of maybe a breakup with a lady that I was dating, and the tears come out of my eyes, and I'm like around kind of people that would say, what's wrong with you, type of thing. And and so have had to hold back the tears a lot of the time in circumstances when I felt emotional. I've been even watching let's just say I'm walking past the TV and somebody's even watching an X Factor on the TV, but there's this beautiful choir. I think they did the song "I Bless the Rains" down in Africa, and they did such a wonderful performance. And even Mr. Cowell himself, which I actually think is not a bad guy, got up and he was crying, and for myself I also felt emotional. The people there, like, were just, oh, that's cool, but I had to hold it back. I didn't want to, maybe I'm just a bit too, I don't know, I shouldn't really, that's the truth, I shouldn't really. So let me see how much battery life I got here, folks. Okay, it seems to be doing alright. And so, sensitivity. Okay, but for myself, it's like I'm sensitive to unnatural environments. But I'd like to think, and again, through my experience, that when I've been in nature with other people, that I feel that I'm a lot more enriched by nature, I'm a lot more connected by nature, I'm a lot more moved by nature than I find other people are. Like for myself, I've gone hiking with people in the past, and we've finally, after a 2-hour hike, gotten to this waterfall, and it's just absolutely, I'm like, my jaw's on the floor, and I'm just standing there and just feeling the breeze and the mist falling on my face, and I'm just feeling the love of the mountain and the greenery, and I'm just saying that like the waterfall like even speaks to you and type of thing. It says, let me heal you, type of thing, like, wash in my waters and your weary mind, and things like that. And other people are there, and they just take, even the people that I'm with, taking selfies or on their phone trying to see if there's a network or something there. And so for myself, so there, I'm not trying to put other people down in that way, but I think that, but once you desensitize to everything. That's what I'm saying. You all round desensitize. You don't have it one way or another. Okay, you can't be sensitive to nature and to animals or whatever it is, even to, let's say, a drowning fly in your coffee cup. For myself, I'll have to take that darn fly out. Yes, I'll kill mosquitoes because they drive me mad, but because it's horrible and they keep me up at night. I don't, unnecessarily kill them. Like if one flies past now, I'll just leave it. But like a drowning fly in your coffee cup, you'll say, why did you do that? And maybe I'll make an excuse and say, I don't want to drink a fly in my coffee, But I won't say, well, I feel sorry for the fly. Like I can't stand it when there's a spider on the wall and I'm talking to somebody and they just like take their hand or a book or something and whack it. I'm like, for what? What did that spider do to you? It's like a daddy long legs or whatever they call it. It's like not going to bite you. It's not interested in you. We're also living in their space. Like, leave it alone. What's the difference? Type of thing. And so, like when I've had to, let's say, if I've joined a barbecue and people say, oh, please go and buy some pork chops on the way, even though I'm not eating. But like, I don't want to go to the butcher. It's like, it's horrible to see all those animal carcasses hanging upside down and the whole story and things like that. So staying up late at night at places. It's, you know, like there's people around. Come on, man. Not that I have done one of those for a long time. So you see what I'm saying? Sensitivity is divinity. That's what I find. It's, I mean, there's maybe another better word to use than divinity, but it's godliness. There's no question about it. And we should honor it. We should honor our sensitivity, and we should respect it, and we should protect it. And we don't have to justify ourselves to people. And I'm sure many of us, if not all of us, from time to time have got it really hard, okay, and had a very difficult challenge from people that are desensitized in our lives, and find us to be, you know, too sensitive. Alright, and so we've had it. There's no question about it. And what I'm saying is that one of our challenges is to honor it. And not to look at yourself and say like, oh, well, why can't I spend time in these environments? Why can't I eat these type of foods? Why can't I watch these, you know, sort of very graphic or scary movies? Why can't I have a couple of beers with the mates or something like that? Why does it take me longer, you know, in time to get ready in the morning? Okay, why do I move slower than others? Why do I question things a bit more than others? You know, again, questioning your curiosity or whatever it is. You know, and because I think when you start honoring that as well, one feels less need to sort of shun others for their desensitization or being so desensitized. You know, because sometimes, like, I find when I'm not honoring myself, I'll be like, let's say I'm with a crowd of people and they'll give me a hard time about, let's say, carrying on doing something in the supermarket or whatever it is, and I'm like, no, I want to get out of here. And they say, don't be a wuss, and I'm like, well, you know what, you know, just because for you it doesn't have an effect, or because you love shopping or something, or because this is what your favorite pastime or something, spending time in shopping is for you, it's like a church, don't give me a hard time about it, you know. So I don't become aggressive to the person. Or let's say, like, if I am sensitive because I see something that's very saddening, like a hobo on the street, and I want to give them money, and the person in the car says to me, they're just going to spend it on booze, leave it alone, and I don't say to them, hey, listen, you know, don't tell me what to do, which is one thing, but like, it's like, well, you don't have a heart, that person is a human being, and you just don't see them as a human being and in need or whatever it is, and you try and justify it. So don't give me, you know, that is also necessary at times, but in my own mind, when, let's say, I'm thinking about people and I'm really bashing them up and saying they're so desensitized, they can handle anything, they can eat anything, they're gluttonous, they're greedy, whatever, you know what I'm saying, just the frustration that you can have. And I'm just hoping in my own, when I honor my own sensitivity, I'm not projecting onto others so much. And also I'm honoring myself. That's, again, one of my greatest gifts is your sensitivity, because it's showing that you are connected to truth, you're connected to source, you're connected to the divine. You know, you're connected to truth, you're connected to grace, you're connected to beauty. Alright? And you're connected to authenticity and whatever it is. And so you have a repel, you have a massive boundary up, but you have a rejection of that which is not in alignment with your spirit, okay? But then you have an opening and an acceptance, you know, and a love for that which is enriching to your spirit, you see? So again, that's saying the same point there again, just finishing off there, but yeah, it's for myself at least. This is just more of a mental note for myself, that do not give yourself a hard time about if you have to wear earplugs, you know, on the airplane, for example, because it's just too loud for me. Right? If I'm flying short distances and people can look at you, and for myself, I don't care. I honor myself, more than what you have to think of me, really. So that's an example in a nutshell, in a way. Alright, folks. We'll end up on that for now. Take care and honor your sensitivity. No question about it.